Hello, everybody. I am solo. Becca's got a massive computer problem. We were supposed to be live on her channel tonight. She's working on it. She'll try to join if she can get her computer up. It was trying to install some update and totally locked her out. And Johnny is not making it tonight. So it's just me. And I didn't prepare questions. So I'm going to be going back and forth from Becca's community post for questions and into here. How is everybody tonight? Lori and Lena, if you're watching and want to go live with me, let me know. I'll send you an invite. Solo petty boots. That's an interesting and a first. You know, I'm going to send them an invite in case they want to join. As well as text Lori. Bear with me. So for those just joining, Becca's having computer problems. Johnny is not available tonight. And we were supposed to be live on Becca's channel. So she will be here shortly if she can get in. I just sent an invite to Lori and Lena in case they want to join after their live stream. So right now, it's just me. And I did not prepare questions, so this will be interesting. So usual routine announcements. If you'd like to schedule a reading with me, go to JenLynTarot.com to schedule a reading. I've been having great people this week. It's been awesome. So solo live stream. I did it one a week ago Friday. So the problem is, yeah, when whoever's channel we're on, they prepare the questions. So I'll be going back and forth to Becca's questions on her community post to look at questions for tonight. I miss the banter when I'm solo. I don't mind going solo, but I miss the banter. Let me just jot down a couple of things. Oh, Johnny may be joining after all. Hang on. Gmail. We may have somebody with me after all. I definitely want to look at Michael Cohen and the whole Sasha Riley thing. So I'm just making some notes of a couple of things to look at. we've never missed a Sunday night. So when Becca couldn't get in, I was like, you know what? I'll set it up on my channel. I'm scrolling up your all's comments and catching a few things too. Oh, did I see Lori in here? Oh, Lori's coming. Yay. Solo lives are always interesting. So for tarot readers out there, I always set an intention when I cut my deck that I'm clearing the energy on my deck. So like before every personal reading, I always cut my deck to clear the energy from the previous person. And of course, when doing political readings, and when I feel the energy gets muddy on my cards, and I can tell like my cards feel sticky, I cut my deck sometimes in the middle of a live stream. Yay, Johnny's here. Greasing up his hands. I need to do. My hands are so dry.
It's supposed to be doing something, but it'll wait. Pause for the calls.
Yeah. Trying to jot down some questions because I didn't prepare questions.
We'll make it. Ain't like it ain't nothing to talk about.
And Lori's going to join us. I saw her in the chat. I sent her a text and said, I'm all alone if you want to join me. I sent an invite to her and Lena Boo. Yeah, Beck, I had that happen on my laptop last week, and took me forever to get my laptop up. It wouldn't even let me push the off button. It wasn't recognizing anything. And then I finally got it. I was Googling on my phone what to do with Windows because I have Windows. Becca has a Mac. It told me to get this some kind of code or something. So they put this code on my phone, and it was like 200 numbers and letters long. Oh, here's Lori. Thank you, Lori, for joining. We were about to have a little catastrophe. We were supposed to be on Becca's channel.
I saw that, and when
you got any announcements?
Oh, why is there a let's see here. There we go.
I sent an invite to Lena too because I knew y'all were live before us. And
thank you. Yes, and we told everybody to go over to House of Little Moms. All right.
Well, we got 1,500 of them that have found us here on my channel. So
great.
Becca can't even get on her channel. She can't get on her computer at all to post something in the community post that we're over here on my channel.
Wow. Are they having bad weather?
I don't think so. She had overslept, and then when she got up, she hadn't turned her computer on, on a Sunday, and she went to turn it on, and it just froze in the startup and giving her all kinds of weird messages. So
wow.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks for inviting me.
You got any announcements, Lori?
I'll be live tomorrow 12. Danny and Sheila are coming over to visit tomorrow on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So it's a holiday. And then everybody will be protesting in Lee County at 2 p.m. on Tuesday, the 20th. There's 3 places in my county. Can you believe it?
Yeah, there's the walkout protest. And check some of the sites because there's some places that are moving their protests to Saturday. So people that want to do it on a Saturday can do it on a Saturday. Most of the country's doing it on Tuesday, but I have seen, like in my area, there's one that's going on Friday or Saturday, like a different time.
Wow. Yes, I'm really looking forward to that. It's good to see you both. It's been a tumultuous energy roller coaster, tilt-a-whirl, double Ferris wheel, craziness. I have some reading times available. First week of February, second week of February, you can go to thewayofpositivechange.com and scroll down to book your appointment. But I'm just thrilled to be here with you guys on a Sunday night.
Thanks so much for that. I wasn't even thinking about inviting you because I saw you were doing the live stream with Lita. And then when Becca couldn't get on, I said, look, I'm going to go set something up because we're supposed to be live right now.
Yeah, I'm glad Johnny made it.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. So what's up with you guys? What's going on with you?
Well, I already announced my channel. If you'd like to book a reading with me, I have openings in February too, and I've been so enjoying this week the personal readings. A lot of my repeat clients getting their annual check-in, and just lovely people this week. Just the sweetest. I've had so much fun doing readings this week.
Yeah, it's a great start to the new year to find out what's coming up, what's coming down the pipe.
You know what's interesting is every now and then some political stuff comes into personal readings. Like if somebody's getting ready to sell their house and then something comes up, kind of about the housing market and the government, doing weird stuff. And it's kind of funny. Like every now and then I get some political things in a personal reading. Or if they have a job that might get affected by the government because they do government contract work or something.
Yeah, or if ICE is coming to town.
Yeah. So, Johnny, you've got classes starting in April. I forgot when you said.
I'll play it by ear.
Maybe that's my psychic kicking in. You're going to be doing one in May. No.
my whole schedule, my life is just something else in a good way, but
because you're busy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Which is a good thing,
It is a good thing.
So I'm not complaining. Those who are listening, I'm just saying it's. I don't like things to do because I just don't. But I have things to do.
Okay.
People forget a lot of times we have personal lives, and Lori and I read full time for a living. That pays my mortgage. So.
I was telling a person because they were talking about their YouTube channel. They're very numbers driven, and they want to increase this was a while ago, wanted to increase, 2 months ago, their YouTube subscribers and all that stuff. And, I was trying to do the whole, do it for fun, not for likes and clicks and views and that type of thing. Because if you chase the numbers, you'll always chase the numbers and so forth and so forth. And they said, because your channel slowed down. I'm like, well, YouTube likes live streams. YouTube does not, okay, fine, you did a video. That's great. Wonderful. YouTube likes live streams. So for all those out there with the YouTube channel and you want your YouTube channel to grow, live streams are the way to do it. We do one live stream a month, pretty much, because we trade the week and all that type of stuff. So your channel does not grow as fast as people who do them 3 or every day times a week. But I don't really care about that part so much. The whole, you're supposed to have 80,000 subscribers. I don't care nothing about that type of thing. I told you I was tickled pink when I had 15. I don't even know 15 people. And yet 15 people were subscribed to my channel,
Absolutely.
But
I still remember the first subscriber that wasn't a personal friend that subscribed to me.
YouTube has set up, though, my outside life. And so my outside life is where my life is. YouTube is just the engine that got it there. And so I'm still grateful for it. But it's not a thing that I stress over if I don't have, 1 million subscribers by tomorrow. It's still fine because, mind you, quantity over quality is not the best way to go. So I like the people we have instead of me just trying to chase numbers, because you'll always do that and you'll never, ever, 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 ever stop. And so that's it. off soapbox.
And also, if you throw it out and you try and chase those numbers, then you end up having to deal with trolls and horrors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas we've got a really
comment.
sophisticated audience. Yeah. Are you talking to me, Johnny?
Absolutely not.
Well, I'm here by accident because I just did a show with Laurie and she said, "Are you coming on Petty Boots?" And I said, "No, not this
And then I
week.
shot you an invite.
And then you sent me an invite. So I've pushed away everything I'm supposed to be doing. I've got half an hour that I'd love to share with you guys. So here I am.
Thank you so much. We were supposed to be on Becca's channel. She had computer problems, and Johnny wasn't going to be able to join us, and then things changed. I was all alone, going to do Petty Boots by myself until Lori, or Becca could get on. I was like, oh wait, Lena and Lori were live right before us. Let me send them an invite.
And I put it on because I got the whole house is in disarray. I'm supposed to be doing something else. But I had it in the background and all I seen was you, but then I seen was on your channel. I'm like, oh, what the hell's going on in here?
But also, let me just say, I'm kind of sorry it's not on House of Norman today because I don't know if I can get through 3 minutes without swearing.
You can
Michael
No,
Cohen. Michael
effing
Cohen.
Gentlemen
Whiskey
knows how to
Tango
go
Foxtrot.
Lord have mercy.
Well, do we have a first question?
Let's start with
Michael
Michael Cohen.
Now I only woke up and then went straight on with Laurie. So please just fill me in a bit. I just heard, headlines. He's changed sides. He's gone back to the White House.
He's trying to get a pardon from Trump, and Lev Parnas has been all over it for several weeks now.
Yep.
He's a hero.
Lev is hard to listen to because he rambles on and on and on and on. So he would do like a 1 hour video that he could have said it in 5 seconds. It's like, yeah, I mean, he was on to, there's a game going on here. Michael Cohen totally knew about Trump and Epstein and was calling him on it. And then they found documentation where where Cohen was using what he knew about Katie Johnson, the Jane Doe case that suddenly disappeared in 2016 during the elections. That he was using it to try to negotiate a lower jail sentence.
So what's happening now?
And Lev Parnas found emails.
Yes.
Yeah. It's ironic. It's deeply, deeply ironic, this moment in history where one of the men who's most loyal to America is a Russian, Lev.
Ukrainian, really.
He's the one who keeps doing it time after time at personal risk.
Well, so Cohen said he was coerced by Alvin Bragg and Letitia James, and that's why, and that his lawyer sent this letter, blah, 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 blah. But he's reached out to Trump, and Trump took his call. And it's like, okay, is he trying to get a pardon or what?
Never trust him, and that is exactly why. See, there you go. Mea culpa my ours. Mm-hmm.
And he's, he was on with Midas Touch guys, so they're
not
having
anymore. Not anymore. Apparently, I just saw that in the comments. They've cut him.
They did cut him.
Yeah,
good job.
Cut him loose.
So what's going on with him?
So is he trying to get a pardon? Because if he says anything about the Katie Johnson case, which for those who don't know, Katie Johnson in New York in the 1990s, right around 95, 96, alleges that she was raped by Trump and Epstein, and especially Trump. And she had a lawsuit in 2016 against Trump that suddenly she withdrew because her family was threatened. She was afraid for her life. And I think that's why a lot more people haven't come out on Trump, because they're afraid for their life. They see what happened to Epstein. And Cohen is probably in the Epstein files, but what's going on with Cohen? What's he trying to do? Is he trying to get a pardon before talking. Thank you, SO and SW earlier.
Like a preemptive pardon.
A preemptive pardon, but Trump is not going to pardon him if he's going to talk about Epstein and Katie Johnson and what he knows. So
well, how do you read cards when you already don't like a person, and then that person proves to you why you didn't like them in the first place, and then all of a sudden they come back and then say, "Here, you were right. You shouldn't have liked me," and then I'm supposed to read to see.
yeah, all his redemption tours and everything he's been doing. Yep.
Mea culpa, mea culpa.
Yeah. Now, even if he gets a pardon from Trump, that doesn't reinstate his law license, because that's a whole nother board. That's
true. And also, I'd like to think it doesn't reinstate him in the public gaze either.
Right.
From here, regardless of what he technically gets, you'd have to think he's dead in the water.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very weird move. Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like, is he afraid Letitia James is going to go after him? Like what?
Oh! Stop! Stop!
Mm-hmm.
Look at you two.
He's dead in the water for sure. But I mean, here's the thing. Okay. I personally never trusted him because he spent so many years being horrid to other people on behalf of Donald Trump.
That's
just like
the
all the
key
rest
point.
of them. And then once Donald Trump didn't save him, then he mea culpa and, hey, I'm on your side. And here, let me tell you all these horrible things about Trump. And then now you run back to the foot of the king because of why? I get the Five of Pentacles. He may feel as though this may be a move of desperation, or he wants something from him because he's lacking something in particularly. He also may want to be a part of this regime and be back sort of in the fold, if you will, to where this is where he is going to find his salvation, and his team is with that administration. They're authoritarian now. And so you don't want to be an enemy. So why not be a friend? And he never cut himself off from the teat of Donald Trump. He was just hanging out to dry. Now he's dry.
Johnny, we've always said, like, there is no way he hung around that man, the fixer who handles Stormy Daniels and the other
mortgaged his house for him.
Yeah. There's no way he didn't know about Epstein. He would always, I never met Epstein. And he never talked about Epstein. Bullshit.
You didn't have to meet him.
What else you getting, Lena, besides that Five of Cups?
Oh, besides the Five of Pentacles. So here, look, King of Cups, this used to be my Biden card. And what I think it sort of is now is the Dems, the middle of the road corporate Dems. He had become their de facto darling in the sense that he had crossed the moat, right? Not so happy now. And I think I'm shocked. I'm not surprised by what he did, but I'm shocked he's now going all the way to full-fledged groveling, right? And it is, he's not going to sleep again if I have anything to do with it. But anyway, then comes this, like Johnny was just saying, he's talking with people, trying to carve out a path going forward. He's not that old, is he, Cohen? How old would Michael Cohen be? His kids are teenagers, you know. So he's got a lifeline or a lifetime in the wilderness. The system's going to catch up with him again. Look at them. Because like Johnny was just saying, trying to be part of the new administration and crossing over thing, but I think it's going to come back in a cycle beyond now. New election, new government. He's going to be done for something else.
He's 59 and he is listed in Google as a Democrat.
I rest my case.
Well, he's going to have to change that right quick.
Oh.
I don't think he's going to be, he will have to lawyer up. He's going to have to lawyer up.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be able to hold on to this, but I just don't think he will. He's going to have some short-term measured success here. I think it's short-lived.
Thinking few.
He comes up as the tower, I mean, this is like his whole facade has fallen apart for all to see. He's naked in his undies, everyone can see who he is now. And I think it's very short-lived. And then I think, like what Lena said, he's going to be sweating again. He's got to find the money, though, somewhere. He knew Lev Parnas had him cornered with this, telling him, Joe Walsh, you better not have him on there. Mysalis, you better not have him on there. Don Lemon, you better not have him on there. This is going to come out. And it did.
America is watching. They are watching, and he's just trying to hang on for all it's worth because he's rocking and rolling, and he's being bullied by Lev Parnas and other people. Everything's changing for him. Everything. It wouldn't surprise me if Katie Johnson, who's basically gone into hiding and everything, it wouldn't surprise me if more of the women don't come out and talk about what Cohen's involvement was, if there were other payoffs or anything, or silencing or threatening, because he was the threat guy. He would go and threaten Stormy Daniels and people. So everybody's looking at his corruption differently, who he's partnered with, and handshake deals, strength on that. And then I get a woman investigating him, so it wouldn't surprise me if Letitia James doesn't go after his ass again. State charges, no pardon for that. So sorry, and people will talk. I think he's got indictments coming, and he's like, where the hell am I going to get money from? Like, to even lawyer up, where the hell is my money going to come from now?
Can I ask a follow-up question?
Absolutely.
Trump's going to die at some point, and that's his port in the storm. J.D. Vance is going to cause a rift in the Republican Party because he's not MAGA and they don't like him, and he doesn't like them either. So there's that. What is Michael Cohen going to do after that? Is he going to go on a second mea culpa tour, or is he just going to try to fade away into obscurity? What happens after all of this? Because you have the choice. Always, you all have the choice. What happens afterwards, though?
Yeah.
When it came out that he was trying to contact Trump in the White House and then Trump took the call, it was like, oh my God, what an idiot this guy is. Didn't learn the first
So
time.
he's lost his law license. No one will have him on their channel. Where's he going to get his money? Maybe he'll just go full Gestapo and join ICE.
And Tara Palmentary, I think is how you pronounce her last name. She has a YouTube channel. She's been all over the Michael Cohen thing. So anybody that wants to learn more about this, go watch her channel a little bit.
And good on her. She's very brave to do what she's done.
And he got contentious because Cohen was doing a show with Lev Parnas. They had their own show for about 3 months. And then Lev Parnas started to notice how Cohen was getting bitchy with Tara Palmieri and wondering, why is there contention there? Why is there a problem? So he started digging.
And every time anybody questioned Cohen on Epstein, he would get belligerent. It's like, something to hide here.
He got nervous. Yeah.
Dirtbag.
Or we in Australia would call him a gutless mongrel.
Yeah.
Like that too.
He used to talk about his family, his daughter, and trying to set a good example. His whole redemption tour is like, well, what kind of example is this to set?
Yeah, and his
And
father-in-law forgave him.
And all jokes aside, I wonder how his rabbi feels, in the sense that he was the one who received the weeping Cohen before, and presumably would have said, well, now you're on the right side of law, that'd be an interesting relationship. But another day, I'll do that on my channel.
The rabbi, his father-in-law that forgave him, his wife, his daughter.
You know, in the class, we had just sort of covered this card. And I said, and there's his rabbi, and could be his wife and his kid there too. All of them plead to death to spare the king, but it is not, it's his time. He didn't plead to death for his life. Everybody else did. When Michael Cohen came out, everybody around him wanted to be his shield and his sword, but he should have been the one to try to rehabilitate his own image instead of bring home the whole Partridge family to do it for him. He didn't mean none of that, apparently, because you just go right back to your old ways. What is he going to do? Try to make deals with somebody else? I think it may be successful, though. So he may find him a new way of life. I pulled other cards, but they said what's going to happen to him instead of what he's going to do. And that doesn't look very good, but, you know. Hey, my life. Have fun with that, I guess. But he's just got to make deals with somebody else.
Yep. Oh,
What you getting, Lori?
that looked like your Putin card. The Putin card there. He's got some stuff going on with the oligarchs, I think.
Who are probably also in the Epstein files.
I think
that
in there. Yeah, it's a generational thing, though. Yeah, sorry, go on, Lauren.
Oh, nothing. Even if he were to betray Trump no one will ever believe anything he says ever again. Never. Never. So I think he's trapped, but he's definitely going to get some. He's got some other big money, Russian money, oligarch money. There's something going on there.
Yeah.
What you getting, Lena?
Well, the world and the devil. I just got this before in Laurie's show as a combination. Yes. This is bigger. This has got further to go. He's got further to fall.
Wow.
Right. You know, there's a lot of ugly in there. A lot of ugly. I think the wife is interesting in this because she forgave him last time and but this time I think that's a bridge too far too with the women in his life. He's got 2 kids. Has he got a son and a daughter? Or just
I think he's got a son also, if I remember correctly.
I think this is the wife and the daughter, the females, in it. Strong connection, so it could go either way. They could defend him again, like Johnny was saying, and just go all the way for their man. But I don't think so. I think this time it's going to come out, and I think she's going to take him to the cleaners. Wow. So he might have to start collecting cans and bottles.
Push a little cart around Trump Tower in New York. I think, I've got the hermit on the bottom. I think 2 things. He's after Trump. He is going to have major investigations into him, and he's going to be very isolated. I think his family will be like, not again. He's got growing corruption, corruption,
getting bigger, not smaller,
around him, and he's going to have legal issues out the wazoo. Once Trump is gone and he's moving on, he tries to do a new start with his family, the Cups card, love. He tries to do a new start, but pack your bags. You're moving to jail. You're going to have all kinds of legal problems. I think he's going to end up back in jail. The only opportunities that he gets later are from overseas, and they may want him dead too. He knows these other wealthy men also that are in the Epstein file. And even after Trump's gone, they're going to want to start, the Les Wexners and all those guys, they're still going to want to stifle the Epstein files. And I don't see how they're going to be able to do it.
I think you're exactly right. And there's a comment here from Melissa. According to Keith Edwards, you know, the podcaster Keith Edwards, love him. Supposedly Cohen was or is taking money from Jerry Falwell Jr. not to talk about Epstein. Now, that would be a money stream.
Yeah.
Because that would rock the evangelical world. And I think that's the only line of work he's got open is blackmail. And then
Jerry Falwell, pool boy Jerry Falwell.
Liberty University, Jerry Falwell.
That one.
Junior.
No. Lovely friends.
You know, when your shit smells, it just doesn't ever smell good again. There's never perfuming that smell.
And he's got dysentery now because really. That's saying.
There's no stopping it now. Somebody has opened the floodgates, flushed 5 or 6 times.
And go Lev. And his son, Aaron Parnas, is doing a wonderful job.
He is.
I
think that's the thing. If you grow up in Russia, there's no fear. You know what I mean? Like, he comes with no fear. He's stared at the beast all his life, you know?
So have you guys been following the Sasha Riley tapes? Have you heard about them or listened to them?
Yeah, we just read on this, but yeah, I mean, I did not listen to it. I'm not strong enough to do that. I can't.
It's bad. And it feels quite authentic when you're listening to it. But unfortunately, for those who don't know, Sasha Riley was, according to his words, was trafficked in the Epstein circle and Trump circle. And he claims Trump was in charge, actually, by his adoptive father. So as a young boy, like as early as like 5 to 7 years old or something, and all through its teen years. And he has horror stories, and he talks about them filming snuff videos, which is where they unalive people while also filming sexual acts. So this is hard to talk about without getting blocked on YouTube. So y'all pardon me. But you know, now with these women that have come forward, we're learning to like listen to the abuse and to try. We want to believe them now, right? We've shuffled so many people under the rugs that we didn't believe, and then later found out, oh, that was true. And we had read just a couple of weeks ago, that more men would come out that were abused in this trafficking ring when they were younger. Right. He's moved to Canada. He does not feel safe. He names Andy Biggs, Lindsey Graham, Clarence Thomas, which I've always said there's somebody on the Supreme Court that was involved in this. Clarence Thomas, wrestling guy, what's his name? Jim Jordan, Trump, and Epstein. And he has seen young girls unalive right in front of him while filming it. I want to know, is it true first? Is he telling the truth? It's very difficult to listen to if you're triggered. I mean, it's worse than your worst movie you've ever watched. It's kind of interesting how it came out, because he was in the military, and there was somebody else in the military, another soldier, like in his platoon, that had child porn on his computer. And the military, one of the commanding officers recognized him as a young man in the videos and pictures, and pulled him in and said, "Is this you?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's me. Yeah."
And Lena said from the beginning, there will be boys and they will come out too. Again, yes, he's telling the truth.
There's like 6 videos of him. I feel like some of what he says, because his memory, of course, is a little discombobulated. A lot of things he tried to bury in his memory. I feel like there's some things he talks about that could be validated, like his time in the military, who his commanding officers were, what they did with the information, because they could only prosecute the guy in the military, and then kick him out. They can't prosecute anybody outside the military. So if they turned over things to the FBI and stuff, like, where is it? Is it in the Epstein files?
Well, having just read on this like an hour ago or something, I'll just tell you what I remember of the reading. I don't know, Laurie, if you want to pull new cards or talk. But to me, even the lapses in his memory actually make me more to believe him. It's not like it's shiny testimony where every weekend was accounted for from the age of 9 to it's not like that. It's like, this happened, I can't remember if I was 11 or 12. That's, to me,
trauma.
more authentic.
Yeah, that's trauma.
That's absolutely trauma. And I think the whole reveal is going to be prone to, because of that, someone's going to be able to prove he wasn't in that town at that year or date or time or something. And so there's going to be an attempt to smother it all, because that's not that hard to do, disprove one aspect here or one aspect there, right? Whereas I think we're all grown-ups here and we can say this stuff does go on.
It definitely goes on. And I did read on this with Lena, and I did get the Ace of Swords for the truth, but it was followed by the moon. So people will try to discredit him, and there will be a lot of people trying to discredit him. But it's terrible. Yeah.
There is a woman, who did the interview, and pardon me for not remembering her name, that did the interview. But what he is speaking, the messenger, is truth. This woman will try to help him manifest maybe something to validate, whether it's the timings of things or whatever. But they want to take him out. His life is in jeopardy. And people will fight him to try to paint a different picture, but bring him into Congress. I know right now he's in Canada, I think, because he's afraid to live here.
Well, can you do video depositions to Congress?
I don't see why not. During COVID, they probably did.
Sure.
So I guess, and pardon me if y'all read on this earlier, because I was scrambling with Becca to try to figure out what to do for tonight.
Right.
Will he ever be vindicated? Will it come out about these people that he's naming? Will there be other things that come out, like in the Epstein files, or validation, like proof of the videos? Like if this one fellow soldier, who obviously was a pedophile that had child porn on his computer in the military, had it, other people have got it. So will people like search for it and find the photos and stuff? Will there be some sort of validation?
Will there be validation?
Validation, vindication.
Vindication, validation for Sasha Riley.
Unfortunately, a fellow, a pedophile is not going to release that they've got it, right? Somebody that collects child porn, but
Yes. This is not, it's hard fought though. Whatever technology that is there is going to have to be something that has a forced exposure to it. So some sort of leak or raid or accidental release, as in this is part of a different case. Like say you were to raid somebody for RICO charges and you took all their computers and you happened to find. So it's not intentional, but he is going full steam ahead. He may know or have some sort of recollection, or it may come to him, or someone may email him, or something of that nature. But there are some things on his side, fate-wise, but it's going to take time. But it's not going to be easy to get, but he'll get it.
Will I go, Jen?
Absolutely.
All right, yeah. And again, I don't think this is going to be quick. But here's the magician. Now, with all this stuff, sexual abuse of children, it's intergenerational stuff. And I think it might be someone who's much older, like even a perpetrator who's on his deathbed. It could be someone younger at the tail end of the cycle, because all trafficking cycles, have boom times and ends and stuff. Younger and older, I get here, will validate him. And I think it'll be electronic, probably not a surprise, but this is my social media card. I think it'll be revealed. I have personal concerns for him because there will be a wall of people who can't want to listen. I don't mean us not listening. None of us, I'm sure, are actually going there. But I mean people trying to push back on him. That's going to be very difficult for him and very damaging for him. He really needs support during the online onslaught about not believing him.
And it's interesting that no major news outlets talking about it yet, because nobody's been able to validate anything.
Right.
Although, didn't she say the 20th she was releasing something that's traceable?
Oh, interesting. On our protest day, Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Yeah.
I didn't hear that. I'll have to watch for that.
Yeah.
I get that there are people working too, and I get that it's another boy that was, or, younger person that was involved the same, that will try to help and validate and vindicate him. But there are even more people working against him, to try to knock this out of the loop of conversation, of course. And there will be some lawsuits. But, the 8th place in the Celtic Cross is how you're seen. And I believe that he will be seen as the 9 of Pentacles. He will be vindicated, and there will be some truth to back him up. But there's a lot. And there's a female, we don't even know. Maybe Maureen Comey knows some of this too, Yeah. She knows so much. But there's people coming for us, all kinds. It's very people-y.
Mm-hmm. And his father was supposedly, his adoptive father was a pilot. So he used to fly clients in, as well as the victims. The women were looked at as easy to replace because it was easy to find girls that ran away from home or whatever on the streets, and they were easy to manipulate, easy to replace. Boys, he said, were harder to find. So that's why they never took him out. But I think something's going to come out, that's being kept secret right now. Something's getting ready to come out that's like earth shattering. I think it has to do with where they buried the dead. There's going to be some kind of whistleblowing on that, like look for bodies here. And that's going to bring all kinds of legal burdens on these people he's named.
Yes, the Zorro Ranch or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I know there was one place in Alabama that he talked about, but I think there were other places like in Texas or Arizona or whatever. But God knows, Johnny, you've talked about like the hunting lodges before, and it's like, it'd be very easy to take somebody off into the middle of nowhere and disappear them.
Yeah. And Zorro Ranch is right by where Ghislaine Maxwell's her playtime prison.
He talked about his his stepmother. His adoptive mother divorced his adopted father, and then he remarried somebody else, and she was very involved in it. And he talked about how she kept pronouncing Ghislaine's name to get it right, like how she struggled to learn how to say her name properly because she wanted to make sure she pronounced her name properly in front of her while trafficking their adopted kid. It's just sick.
Call her inmate 984898828.
There you go.
That's how you put it.
Okay.
Trump has taken us off of, I think last count I saw was like 19 different boards with the UN. The US owes over $4 billion in our UN dues or whatever you want to call it. Fees. We are 80% of the debt with the UN. So the majority of the debt that is owed to the UN is by the US government. Will he pull us completely out of the UN?
I think he has, hasn't he?
Because right now, and there's a guy I follow. He talks about Norse mythology. It has no connection whatsoever to anything political. He keeps his channel clean of such thing. This morning he posted impeach and remove because he has a Scandinavia and Greenland is very close to his heart too, and all that type of stuff. And there are European troops on the ground, and if you launch an attack, you're launching an attack against our allies. That's where we are now. So we're already removed from the world. He is, I should say.
Well, the UN still is allowing the US to vote on things, but they could rescind our right. Yeah, they could rescind our right to vote on things because we owe $4 billion to the UN.
And that's the only reason the US has the right of veto is because of putting huge amounts of money into it. So they'd lose the right of veto and just become another voter or lose the right to vote.
There is something around pulling back power, I think. Some sort of limiting of reach or limiting of power or something like that with the group of people there. There's some men doing some talking and some conversating, possibly heads of states and countries, but there will be some limiting of that power and some messages, speeches back and forth, especially denouncing. This is not necessarily what that says, but I'm going to say that denouncing Donald Trump and his regime. And all you can really pray is that they know the difference between Donald Trump and the United States.
Yes.
Two different things.
Yes.
What you getting, Lori?
It's really over the top. I mean, it's just, he's just killed it. He's killed it. He's killed the alliance. We don't have any place. It's all, they just see him as crazy. He's ungrounded. This is in a very precarious position. It could go either way.
Yeah, I think it's a done deal too, in the sense of before he was so aggressive militarily, he never liked the UN because he doesn't like the idea of kindness or helping people. He would just rather step over the bodies on the pavement than, offer a crumb. So this has been a while in the making. The EU, NATO, the UN, none of them want to turn their backs on the US. None of them want to take it all the way because it's the biggest alliance in the world and has represented stability for decades. They don't want to do it, but they've been left no choice. So now they're juggling, quickly working on new alliances with each other and beefing up everyone's contribution behind the scenes. And they will march on as the US devolves into an isolated pariah state.
Oh, God.
It's like there's no choice.
He's already constricting everything as much as he can. They're celebrating in his network of power all the chaos this is creating. I do think, that will cause Trump to pull us out, leave, and it will be seen as a betrayal of security here in the U.S. I think this is something he and Putin quid pro quo, because it's something definitely Putin would love to see.
Yep.
And Republicans who have been over to visit Putin how many times, in his first term. I think, this is definitely something Russia also wants to end the UN. So it's already been done. The US pretty much has ended it, but it could end the UN in general.
Yeah. I have to go because I didn't know I was going to be here.
Thank you so much for joining while you could, Lena.
And I just want to share a comment before I go here on from Barbara. Just Clarence Thomas has always been best mates with Harlan Crow, who's financed a lot of the behind the scenes things with Clarence Thomas, right? Including paying for Clarence Thomas's nephews to go to a private school, all that weird stuff, you remember? Well, his son is now being accused of sex trafficking, Trammell Crow Jr. So that's another dimension that ties back to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Absolutely.
And his
Trammell
brother.
Crow and Trammell Crow's son both, I think, are accused of trafficking. Harlan Crows, who gave so much money to Clarence.
Yes.
Right.
What is
Is it his brother?
Yeah. Thank you,
that?
Judy.
Thank you, Judy.
And Harlan, they own like so much stuff in Texas. So I guarantee you there's some farms in Texas where there's some bodies planted. Just saying.
All right, guys. And I want to say to the viewers as well, stay strong, big breaths.
Thank you for joining on an impromptu.
It was a thrill. I'll see you guys.
Good to see you.
Bye, Lena.
Ciao.
I almost want to go back to the Sasha Riley. Do y'all have any other questions on him? What's going on?
Everybody's asking me, are you going to listen to it? I just can't. I'm too much of an empath. That would wreck me for weeks.
I'm telling you, it would wreck you. And I'm gonna say one more thing that's really astounding. He tells a story of Trump unaliving puppies in front of him as a way of torture.
Yes,
and I think it's interesting. Look at Kristi Noem, the dog killer, and Trump never having pets, with him or his kids or anything, and how he uses the expression "he's dead as a dog" and stuff like that, like all the time. Like you can kind of see it. I do not advise listening to it unless you've got a very strong stomach. The first tape alone was horrendous, and I clicked on it, started listening to it at night one night, and I was like, oh, I can't do this at night, before I go to bed. Like, I'm going to have nightmares. So I waited till the next day and listened to a little of it. It does start to, after a while, though, numb you. It's kind of like listening to true crime stories, but worse, because
I can't do those either.
Yeah.
This is anything with young people. Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
I have a question that's outside of the grotesque, but
Good. Bring us out of the quicksand.
It's not that far removed. Kid Rock and his Super Bowl it's part of the halftime show thing that he wants to do. It's dedicated to Charlie Kirk anyway.
What?
Yes, apparently that's the little addition that they're putting into it too. Since Bad Bunny, the Puerto Rican, is going to be at the Super Bowl, on their side, they're going to hold a concert called Freedom Ring or something stupid. I don't know.
What?
But yes, they're at the same time Bad Bunny is going to be performing. They're going to hold their own concert. Chris Rock. Kid Rock and all his people. They don't have a lineup yet, but two people, African Americans, that have been sort of tagged in the whole thing is Nelly, the rapper, and another rapper by the name of Ludacris. It writes itself. Now, he got a bunch of backlash because all of his fans said, "Are you crazy?" And so he backed out. But it's kind of, you can't unring that bell because you said yes in the first place.
Ludicrous?
Yes. Now,
What?
there's no lineup yet. So he was just suspected to be on the list. And he said he's not doing it. So, but anyhow, the backlash is happening very quickly. Of course, they can get the country western stars because country western is supposed to be leaning more so right than left. But they're having issue with filling the slots. He's on tour, Kid Rock is right now, with a bunch of country people. Aldine and Shelton, Benjamin or Blakeman, whatever his name is.
No, he is not.
He's on tour with him. They're not necessarily together. They're just on the same ticket. But they're a Blake Shelton, that's his name. They're all on tour in a country western rock and roll type of thing.
Do not say Blake Shelton is mad.
That's what the internet said now.
No. Do not. Oh, God.
But like I said, they're not necessarily best friends. They're just supposed to be, I guess, all on the same ticket. So, Rock the Country Traveling Festival in 2026 with other artists, Jason Aldean, Jelly Roll, Creed, Blake Shelton, Leonard Skinner, and other various artists in various dates.
Oh.
They're all on the same concert ticket. They're not
Good.
together.
Then they can bring in Nicki Minaj too.
Might as well. So I want to know though, how is it going to go? Are people going to watch? Are they going to feel it at all with celebrities that anybody cares about? Or how many right-wing people give a crap about Nelly is what I want to know. So there's that.
Or Ludacris.
Or Ludacris.
Oh my God. Or Minaj.
Thank you,
It's-
Beach Common.
Oh my.
It's I always wondered about Blake, because there's a lot of country musicians that have come out and spoken out against Trump, but you could also see, like at Country Music Awards, if somebody says something that's kind of against Trump, that part of the crowd's like, not looking too happy.
I'm slayed. Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani are I'm done. I'm done. I feel like Lindsey Graham. That's it. I'm done. Move over.
The reason they're living in Oklahoma, right, Johnny?
Oh my God. Will anybody watch this travesty?
I think I don't want to be a conspirator. Okay. Just saying that. But this is not going to go well image-wise. They're going to have some regrets on that, but it's going to raise a bunch of money. Like a bunch. And I don't know if that's the purpose or just the outcome, but nobody cares. They're going to be watching the Super Bowl. 108 million people every year watch the Super Bowl. They're going to be watching the Super Bowl. You can always turn away from Bad Bunny and then come back and watch the rest of the game. You can mute it. Whatever you do where you don't have to hear what's going on, but they're going to watch the Super Bowl. You don't really give a crap about Kid Rock's Rock and Roll Eve or whatever it's going to be. He knows about much as about rock music as I do about rocks. So there you go.
What you getting, Lori?
Someone said it isn't related to the Super Bowl. Is it? Oh God, please.
That's
tell
why
me.
they're doing it. It's the Super Bowl because he's Puerto Rican.
Yeah, they're doing it as an alternative, like flip over and watch this instead of the Super Bowl because they don't like Bad Bunny doing the Super Bowl.
Okay. So they're not going to actually be on the same field.
No, they're doing their whole, like they do the Puppy Bowl, they're doing a whole nother thing on a whole nother show.
It'll be on some other channel.
Okay, good.
if they can get it organized.
It will generate money. It will. It absolutely will. And it is competitive. I think people will watch it. I think some people will watch it. I don't think everyone's going to watch it, but it will cause a problem.
I don't get a lot of people watching it. I think some people will watch it, but it's an image thing they're trying to put out there for Trump, and a messaging thing. So there'll be a lot of talking, like they'll probably have a lot of speakers on as opposed to performers. Like they can't get people to sing and perform. Small crowds, I get. Details, just like people moving on from it. They're kind of done with it. The White House will be watching. So watch for a lot of tweets coming out from the White House about it. Like, oh, look at this. And a lot of, backstabbing, propaganda, that kind of crap going on. May even see a fight break out on the field, kind of, so to speak.
Yeah,
I to me, it feels like a fight breaks out. And it's very constricted.
Which one of y'all out there, Reader World, calls that the hillbilly brawl? There you go, right there.
Hillbilly brawl. There we go.
Find the one, hillbilly brawl. There you go.
The ones, that's the brawl. So instead of a mosh pit, it's a hillbilly brawl.
I guess I should do like a side-by-side list, who gets the most views, but it's going to be Bad Bunny, of course.
Yeah.
But Blake Shelton, that's a big headline.
He's not on the Super Bowl ticket. He's on tour with the same thing. Kid Rock.
Okay, so he won't be doing that.
They're doing a concert tour right now. The Super Bowl thing is a separate thing.
Okay.
Blake Shelton would draw some eyes.
I am still heartbroken.
I always wondered about him. I always felt like whenever politics came up, he danced a fine line. And when they dance a fine line, they're leaning right. If they don't just come out and say things, they're usually leaning right.
I don't care if you're a Republican. I care if you voted for Donald Trump. That's different. He's sick and he
support what he's doing and still support what he's doing to our country.
Yeah, but if you're with Kid Rock, that's MAGA. That's
he's on the same ticket. He's not necessarily partnered with Kid Rock. They're just on the same concert ticket.
Oh God, okay.
The fact that Trump keeps telling around if you keep killing protesters, we're going to take action, and yet he doesn't care about killing Americans here. Our ICE.
Not to mention, you offer $700 million to Greenland, but we can't get health care.
Yeah. So speaking of Greenland, several Republican congressional people have said that if he goes after Greenland, they will impeach him. They will try to impeach him. So thank you to the over 3,000 people we got watching us tonight. Will Trump get impeached?
I think he's going to get impeached and removed.
Let's ask it that way. Not just impeached and removed.
I drew one card. Well, I was going to draw more, but I think that's enough.
I loved your shirt, Johnny, about playing with dolls.
I still play with dolls.
Resist. And there's your facsimile of the Ten of Swords. I only have 5 right now, but you just wait until Etsy gets here.
Yeah, I get the support is not there yet. All the Dems, of course, would vote to impeach, but the support is not there yet. And people are going to, or Republicans are going to look at it as just emotions overrunning, the U.S. That it's just an emotional reaction.
But wouldn't you think that's a bridge too far to attack Greenland? Because that's an invasion. It's not like you're responding to some sort of aggression.
They would try to stop the aggression, I think, stop the attack, but I don't think they'll impeach him over it. So they may tell him, you know what, you don't have that authority to do that.
I don't think we're quite there yet, but I think we're getting there, and that it will be more about the Republicans will get involved more when it comes to hurting the money in their pocket, and they're in. I don't think we're far.
Yeah. He's talking about putting more sanctions against Europe, which is going to hurt our pocketbooks more, as opposed to getting rid of some of the sanctions and helping us out. How is the U.S. doing this summer? Have things calmed down, or is ICE still out there in the streets, tearing up havoc? Is it still chaos, or have things calmed down by this summer?
By this summer.
Little Roro's taking up part of my table tonight.
There's going to be a lot more protests. There is also going to be a lot of incidents, if you will, with thugs, I'll call them that, ICE, and not just ICE, but anything like that. There's also going to be a lot of talk about money and prices and things of that nature being, because the dollar is continually going down and it's going to continue. There's also going to be job numbers that are either fabricated or because you can see with your own eyes that things are going down financially speaking. There's going to be a possible separation of an ally, if not plural. If not just in speech only, at the very least, there still may be agreements and things of that nature, but you will see people speaking out against this administration. I hesitate to say the word US, but this administration, will it calm down? No, I don't think so. I think this is just the storm we're in, and we have to find ways to navigate it. So it's not going to overtake you, but you have to find ways to navigate it.
What you getting, Lori?
This is just all being done with greed, and we've already sacrificed ourselves. We've just gone upside down as a country. We've lost our mind. We'll have losing money, and we'll be seen as we're face planting. We're currently face planting. But by the time that the summer ends, I feel I've got Johnny's Gemini card here. We're still having problems during the time of Gemini, but a little bit after that, we do have some wins. We're going to have some wins. So I'm going to be a little bit more on the hopeful side by the end of summer.
I get business as usual, so I don't think we're going to see a lot of change yet. The only change I get is that there's a separation because of death of somebody in the government. It's a matter of time. But I also get off of this, there's still more deaths that will be caused by them. So, and ICE and things like that. So, betrayal and trying to heal from it, not yet. There's a lot of dissatisfaction, people that are not accepting what's going on and feeling isolated and feeling lied to and burdened and anxious, all of the above, right? So people are still going to feel a little strung out because the White House is still delivering chaos. So even if Trump is out of there, Vance is going to try to still deliver chaos. Vance, who has had what 4 different names he's gone by in his life, right? He sways based on how he wants to present himself. When he's president, because I notice I said when he is, not if he is. When he's president, will he read the room better, and based on how the country's reacting and protesting, will he try to sway things a different way, or is he going to push forward
Look
a
at John.
agenda?
He can't. He doesn't have it.
He doesn't have it.
He doesn't have it. He's like to Satan. He doesn't
I
have
feel
it.
like if he tries to push through the MAGA and the Project 2025, agenda, when the popularity polls just tank, I feel like he's going to sway and try to go another way, because that's who he is. He can't stick to his guns of who he is.
I'm biased. I will say that before I say anything else. Because I believe that these individuals, Donald Trump is a Putin puppet. So that's why he doesn't like UN, because Putin doesn't like the UN.
Right.
That's why he wants to invade Greenland, because Putin wants him to do so. And Putin doesn't have the troops right now to go do it himself. Blah, 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 blah. JD Vance is a whole nother kind of agenda, with the Teals and all these other little mysterious people that you never ever see, that Revlon makeup model over here is going to use the distraction of ICE and Epstein file, because he's not in there, and all that other go focus on this while we create the whole new world that we're going to force you to live in a couple years. So I think he's going to be steadfast, and they're going to possibly move away from a few things that do add a lot of pressure. But there is some perspective change, as you intimated. But I think he enjoys the chaos, because they have a whole nother thing that they're trying to do. And this man here already has a plan. All he needs is the opportunity to materialize it. And he'll get it eventually, if he's patient. Somebody's blood pressure is not going to be saved by aspirin forever. So
He doesn't have it. He just doesn't have it. But he will pull people in a different direction. But he just doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. He's not going to get it. He doesn't have it. But he will go with this other guy. It's a different direction, a different tactic, a different lie, a different world, another personality, maybe a new hair color. Something's gonna happen.
Shaka Khan red.
People don't like him, and they're not satisfied with the direction. There's too many Americans out, in poverty, and they're looking to be practical and grounded. I was getting a hit while y'all were talking, so pardon me if I didn't listen completely. I think there may be an attack on him.
I was just thinking, will they enroll him in the Mike Pence program?
I think he's looking at being taken out. I'm going to put it that way. Somebody charging him and bullying him. I heard when I pulled the tower card, I heard breaking news. So yeah, I think it may even be an inside job. So it may be from within MAGA, because people are suffering too much.
Maybe they'll just bring a whole new gallows for him,
Yeah. The Mike Pence program.
Yep.
Watch this space. Breaking news.
Watch this space. Remember that Jen Lynn said it here, and John.
If it happens at the same time, then Hakeem Jeffries is president.
That would be good.
Mike Johnson would be first.
Yeah, I was more so jumping hit midterm after midterm if they take the House, all that good stuff.
We could
How is
get
the
House
energy?
support.
Yeah. How is the energy on this? Still, will the Dems take the House and the Senate? Let's just check into that energy. Pending rigging elections and all that, we know, yeah, there will be playing around.
House, better possibility. Senate, I get no.
More of a fight.
Yes.
Because the Senate seats are for 6 years. So if they were going to rig elections, that'd be the ones I would try to rig as them. Because the House, you can flip again in 2 years, you know. They'll have another chance quicker. But the Senate, they're in there for 6 years.
And it's only 50 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Or 100, but you know, there are only
50.
50 races or states that you have to focus on at the same time, while you have all these little districts that you have to try to rig all at the same time.
Yeah. There's rigging going on. There's definitely rigging going on more with the Senate. There definitely is. I mean, there's just stuff we don't know here. There's secrets after secrets after secrets coming out here, but doesn't look like they get both.
Well, and Trump has already said, you know, we shouldn't even have elections. You know, he's already talking that way, which we knew he would, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people feeling burdened. I'm getting people come out in abundance. So we may have record number of voters this time. But there's some betrayal, there's some blocking of votes, and I get Dem votes in particular, some which they'll get away with, and some constrictions which will go to court. I do get the Dems secure a victory, and it's all because of Trump. You know, his lines, Trump, the MAGA Trump people, it gets thinner.
I feel like there's just a giant problem around the time of the elections with the senators. It's just a giant problem.
Well, yeah, if Trump was still in, or even Vance, that would be the time to really try to start some kind of war, you know, or claim the Insurrection Act so they can say, oh, we can't have elections right now. You know, like they make fun of Zelensky in Ukraine not having elections when they're in the middle of a war. So, but they'll turn around and do the same thing. You know, like, oh, let's get into war, and then we don't have to have elections. We can all stay in power. To me, eventually the crowd sizes are going to get so big they'll go in the White House and haul his ass out.
There's definitely more of us than there are of them.
How's the protest going to go Tuesday? Look at that.
All right, let's do it.
And just white light of protection around everybody involved with the protests, especially in Minnesota.
Ooh, Trump's going to try to stop them. He's going to try to stop.
Domestic terrorists. He doesn't have enough people in ICE to cover all the cities, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think what they want to is they need something to go wrong so they can use force and say, look, these people are not peaceful. that type of thing. There is no peace here, and they're out tearing up things, or they're assaulting officers and blah, 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 and that type of thing. They just want to use authority to try to block this thing so they can start trying to like arrest people and press charges and basically, be vindicated for their force. They're looking for something to go wrong or for someone to start aggression, mess.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. Make sure you're just protesting and you're being peaceful, but they're looking for that type of thing.
Yeah.
If they,
Don't get
I don't want to be conspiratorial and say they're going to start it themselves, but they're looking for it.
Yes, they are. They definitely are going to try to make problems. They absolutely will try to make problems. Do not get in the street. Stay out of the street. That's a
Don't take the
big
bait.
deal. Yeah, it's a big deal. You don't need to be in the street. You don't need to obstruct traffic. It's not safe anyway, especially in Florida. People can't see down here. Elder people don't go in the street. But yeah, they're definitely going to make problems, and they will be able to stop or slow down or make chaos in a couple of places for sure.
Thank you, Canadian Classic. It's bad news for Trump. It is really bad news, but they will try to bully the protesters and block them and constrict them. Republicans are going to say these are all paid protesters. So watch for that. We're all paid for. Yeah, millions of people coming out in the streets. We're all paid for. Like, who can afford that, right?
George Soros.
Yeah, got really deep pockets. He keeps paying for all these protesters.
Yeah, George is my BFF, man.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna realize like these people are ready to start coming after us, and we need to like think some things over, all this gaslighting we've done, but they will try to start some chaos. So be careful out there.
So I have a question too on that, or follow up on the protest, because we started these, with the women's marches during his first term or first hijacking, and now we had the No Kings Day, and now we're having the ICE protest. Will we continue to have large crowds for the remainder of his administration? Will they go worldwide even? Because now he is going to start wars, which is going to lead to more protest. It's always something. Will we see more worldwide protests and the numbers grow?
There was a huge one just the other day. I can't remember if it was in the UK or where, but there was a huge one.
For Greenland.
Yes,
over
over Greenland.
Denmark.
What are you doing over there?
It was for Denmark. Will there be worldwide?
Yes, I think it's going to, well, I'm getting for right now instead of, I was asking, well, I guess this is the future too. For this, because this actually the star is right now and the future. And so, but it's going to be the death of a woman too, that is going to cause even more chaos and protest than we currently have. So, mind you, one of the signs that he's leaving that I did in that reading is a protest over a woman. So we're close. I just think we are, but
yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I definitely get that. Some people are I'm concerned about Ukraine, and people are just going to say that we're just Putin's puppet, right? But there are going to be some problems before we get there. But there are going to be some worldwide protests. People will support us, and there will be some worldwide protests.
Yeah. Thank you, Demi Mon. I think all this corruption, all the problems that he's stirring up globally and everywhere, I think it's just going to get bigger and bigger. And also his image with children, he's all over the Epstein files. He's all over it. They should call it the Trump files now. He's all over it. So yeah, people separating from us. It's just
that's why I ask. I don't know. I need some sort of reassurance that the world knows the difference between Donald Trump and the United States.
Yes.
Yeah. They can separate the two.
They can.
Like every time we say the word Russia, we don't mean Russians.
Right.
We Vladimir
Putin.
Putin's machine.
Correct. Can you imagine the worldwide celebrations that will happen when Trump does die?
Yes, I can, because I'll be
It's going to be huge.
One day.
I'm going to get drunk that day, and not really, but metaphorically.
I'll feel drunk whether I drink or not that day, because I'll be standing on my front porch, running up and down the street,
All I got
screaming and dancing, and then I'll come back in and go live.
I can put scotch in my tea, I guess. You can always do that.
I was laughing, the Ford worker that yelled at Trump, pedophile protector. I love what Lawrence O'Donnell said about it. He was like, just say he's a pedophile. Like, that's the truth. Just say he's a pedophile. Not a pedophile protector.
I like pedophile protector too, because his MAGA audience is right on the edge of believing that, because they want to know why you keep hiding the Epstein files. If you called him a pedophile, then you're attacking him.
Yeah.
But if you call him a pedophile protector, then why are all of these people who are listed in the Epstein files being protected?
Oh, I so agree.
So you know what? That's a message to me. I'll have to for protest signs. I'll have to adjust. Like we had our Founders Day parade here in August, and when the Republican float went by, the crowd was much smaller on it than had ever been. Usually it's the bigger float over the Dems. The Dems crowd was much bigger on their float this year. But when the Republicans went by, I started yelling, Trump's a pedophile, Trump's a pedophile. And everybody around was like, give me thumbs up, which encouraged me worse.
I remember when you told,
I'm loud on camera, so you can imagine if I'm in the streets yelling how loud I can be. I can be very loud. I think that's a note taken. He's a protector. Thank you, Harriet. So he flips a bird to this guy, which is what an innocent, mature person does, right?
And he said,
with his little bitty hands. Yeah, you can see him mouthing "F you."
Twice.
To what guy?
To the guy that yelled at him that he was a pedophile protector.
He flipped him off, and it said "F you" 2 times.
Right.
Okay.
That's what you yell when you're innocent of it, right? It's like F you. It's like he, in that split second, he couldn't think quick enough. Like, if I do that kind of reaction, they're gonna know.
No,
I'm in the Epstein files.
he doesn't know how to edit and think.
Right. Honestly, and he's very quick to anger too. So are we going to see more people shouting out at him? That he's a pedophile protector.
Please,
this guy, he's on leave of absence or whatever. Like they're reviewing it at the company. To me, like, this is something that the reporters should be doing daily, although they get kicked out of the White House, in those.
But I forget where it was and how I heard it on the YouTube shorts, but I don't know what that was. It was like a movie or something like that, or a quote. Anyway, it said, I don't mind your booze because I seen what makes you cheer. So you can insult me all you want to because I know what you like, and I don't want to be that. You like Epstein. You like Vladimir Putin. So if you gave me the finger and said F you, then I'm in good company, I think.
Yeah. With
Meanwhile, you're still a pedophile.
70% of America, at least 70%.
Will he
Yeah,
get
they raise,
more?
you're right here. They raised over 800,000 for that guy in GoFundMe.
Good, because they keep doing that for weirdos, like the man who killed yes, you will. Very, very strong language. Very strong language, and we will see this consistently. So this is no more just booze or big baby balloons. This is going to be people shouting at him like they did Marjorie and everybody else. Yes. Very sharp tone.
Mhm. I hope that more people will really boycott the FIFA.
Some of them are.
Yeah,
Heard.
FIFA and the Olympics both.
yeah.
We'll take a look at that.
I think more people will start saying things to him, and I think there's just going to be so much more coming out about his health, like really fast, like super duper fast. There's something coming out about his health, like really, really quick.
It may be taking a turn.
Yeah, and you may be taking a turn, Johnny. Maybe taking a turn.
Dramatic one at that with the tone.
Yeah, I think people are going to rally around this messaging, bullying him a lot about the children. Yes, we're going to hear more and more and more of it. And I think we're even going to see it overseas also. So wouldn't surprise me if King Charles hears it a lot about his brother, like this is going to be a rally cry is what I'm getting. So watch for more of it. And don't forget Epstein was international. It wasn't just here.
Oh boy, was it international, and with the UAE and MBS. Mm-hmm.
We take a look at Trump's health. I love looking at his health.
Oh, let's look at it. Is this before or after Johnny puts another pin in?
You want to put one more in, Johnny, before we
I
shut
only
this?
have 5. I don't have my 10 of swords. I need to order some more. Maybe I can just improvise and put forks and knives in there or something.
Yes.
I got plenty knives.
Stick a pin in it, as Rachel Maddow says, has whole new meaning on petty boots.
It does.
All right. Knives and angels, please show us Trump.
Yes, health. Okay. I don't usually I get a circulatory issue always because he has an aged heart and a bad diet. But that's the first thing I heard this time. I never hear it though. I always just hear circulatory. Oh, look, there it is. Because I don't, I'm not trying to be wishful on his bad health, but when you read on health, it is what it is. So there's that.
I always say forewarned is forearmed.
Yeah.
So if you need to have blood work done, go get some blood work done.
Circulatory problem. Aspirin is not. I shouldn't say it's not helping. That's not the thing that you need. You need a change completely. A fish fillet and a hamburger and a Big Mac. That's just not the thing. Issues sleeping more so than usual. Also possibly issues lying flat or laying down, period, to where there may be a circulatory problem there too, but lying down is becoming difficult, or lying down for a long period of time, 2 or 3 hours continually, is becoming difficult. He has to sit up a lot. There's something too around, he may be edging towards a stroke, or if he's not had one or many ones, because there's something around not being able to control your lips or your saliva and that type of thing. So there may be like a drooling issue, if you will, if it's not just spasms or something like that. Going on, back issue. That's going to be severe if some sort of correction is not taken, like really severe, to where you'll see him hunched over or you'll see him in a chair even. So there's some back issue that he needs to keep an eye on. The sleeping thing is going to be his biggest plague right now. The whole lying down and trying to sleep. Leg issue as well, circulatory, going straight to the brain type of thing. There's an abuse of medicine, so that's probably that. I won't say other things, but it's probably the aspirin or something like that. That's not the way you were supposed to take it. There's an excess of it. So he has a buildup of something, which is dangerous because you could overdose that way. Very hazy thoughts or forgetfulness, but he's 80, so whatever on that one. But that's what I get.
He is doing a lot of that slurping noise,
Because I keep
he
getting
doesn't
like
remember to swallow.
something is pulling here. There's either some sort of muscle thing or he's losing control of it or something, but it's like it just wants to fall out of his face and he can't.
He doesn't remember to swallow, so he's like when he's full of saliva.
Well, if he wasn't so full of shite, then he would be able to swallow. So
Yeah. And when he had Kennedy Jr. In there, RFK Jr. in there doing the milk thing, he said, well, and the milk can help you do better on your cognitive tests. Because I take a lot of those.
I would give, if I had $1 million, I would pay $1 million to watch Trump take a cognitive test live on TV.
What is this? That's a knife.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure it is. You use it to cut things.
He is already, he's so sad because he doesn't have the star power anymore. He doesn't have it. His get up and go got up. He can't perform like he did. He doesn't have the energy like he did. A large change has already happened. It's up at the top. It's crowning him. And we already know that it's happened. Like we're already aware of it. They're trying to cover it up. They try to make like he's okay, but he isn't. And it's just going to continue to get worse, especially as we go in. It's just going to continue to get worse. And then he's just there's going to be something that is just so crazy that comes out. And then they're just like, that's it.
I give him 2 months or 2 weeks because that's a 2 month or 2 week guard for me.
Yeah.
Something going on. Has Melania said anything about his health lately that you've heard? I haven't heard anything, but I'm getting something about her. Like she's defending
her
himself.
movie comes out.
Yeah. He's dehydrated. I get his intestinal tract. These are all intestinal tract cards. Stomach, intestinal tract, shot. He sharted on camera again in front of these 2 teenage girls over on the side when doing a press conference. He's got kidney, urinary tract issues. He's way over medicating. To Johnny's point, his back is affecting his balance severely. Like if he doesn't take a stumble on camera, I'm going to be shocked.
He's going to take a stumble. He's going to take a stumble.
He's got oh shoot, what do you call it when you can't feel your hands and feet? Neuropathy. He's got neuropathy. He can't feel his feet over those kinkles. It's like he's going to trip. He's going to like trip and fall. It's all back issues, constriction in the back. So he's not in good health.
What's taking so long?
It's like that cartoon where Piglet's walking next to Winnie the Pooh and Piglet says, "Is he dead yet?" And Pooh says, "No." And Piglet says, "Yes."
Johnny, let's ask that. What's taking so long?
He's a zombie.
We have learned, all we need to learn about him. What is taking so long?
Why isn't this over?
Why isn't
Well-
it already behind us?
The
Why-
agent of chaos.
So long.
You know, I think it's still kind of the same, that this is not necessarily happening to us. Yes, it is, but you're supposed to get something out of this. The exposure of our system is broken. Nobody fixed it. And until it's fixed, we're going to continue these type of activities. We'll still get a Democrat, and then you'll get a Republican, then you'll get a Democrat, and then you'll get a Democrat in office, and then 2 years later you'll get a Republican House, and then nothing gets done. Our system is broken. Our country works barely. And so
Even previous to Trump, it's been broken a while.
yes. And that's how you get the rise of somebody like him. And not just our system, but our populace. Because mind you, even though they cheated to win, there were still 60 million people who thought he ought to be president. That shouldn't happen either, because there's 60 million people who were inclined to eat dirt because he said so, and take horse medicine because he said so, and believe that something wasn't real, but at the same time told you he gave you the cure for it. That's dangerous when it comes to a human being, because you should have some sort of discernment, deductive reasoning, and they don't have that, because they think that what they have is already good and already great, because they're still stuck in that Archie Bunker mentality. But he exposes the systems, and he continues to do so. And until we fix it, we will be plagued with people like him. Even if he dies tomorrow, people like him will still exist. So fix your system and fix your populace if that's what you want to do.
There's always a Newt Gingrich, Mitch McConnell waiting in the wings. You know, there's always a Matt Gaetz.
Rush Limbaugh dies and Charlie Kirk lives, but Charlie Kirk dies. And then there's the Aiden Rosses and the Fuenteses, and they is just replaced by somebody else. You know?
And he's getting good medicine. He's around, he's got the best of the best of the best, helping prop him up. Something's not propping him up right now. He can take all the pills in the world, but something is coming here. Something's coming.
Something is definitely coming, and I heard something funny. I'll tell you in a second. It's dissatisfaction. It is sort of a lesson for us, because they have constricted and betrayed us in the government in secret. They're not hiding it. Now we see it, right? We see what they're doing to the average American person, and we have to make our voices seen. Justice here is like, what's that? Like, we can't break a law and get away with it, but they can. It's like, no, we got to wake up to and get a different perspective if we want to see change. We had a woman that was voicing that message.
Yes, we did.
We had a woman who actually should be in the White House right now, but they're kind of like, don't worry, we'll trip him. Yeah, like they make him make a tumble or something. And the other thing is, we needed to come together over Trump and the children he's abused. We needed to get enlightened about trafficking and what is going on in that realm.
And universal health care.
Taking care of children in many ways, keeping them safe, keeping them as healthy as we can, giving them the best education we can. So he is serving a purpose in that regard.
And housing and being able to afford to eat and house and be taken care of, where you're not paying people to be sick. You're not making money for people to be sick. So we had to have some tower moments, and I still haven't ugly cried yet, but I feel like I'm not far.
Renee Good almost made me ugly cry. It's like,
yes.
and then the anger hit.
Yes, when I heard when the paramedics got there, she still had a thready pulse. I was this close.
I have a question. The White House on Friday, I'm reading from, I forget who this is, I screenshot it. The White House on Friday announced the composition of a board of peace tasked with implementing President Donald Trump's 20-point peace plan and steering Gaza towards post-war reconstruction.
Mm-hmm.
So he
To
can
the
have
Gaza Riviera.
his seafront villas.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Trump this week announced the start of phase 2 of the peace plan, which requires Hamas to disarm and Israel to draw back. And this is not what the article is saying further. So they can build hotels and suites and things.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I'm
that's
sure
what Jared Kushner is doing over there with his good.
I was going to say, is Jared Kushner on this board of peace?
Yes.
Because he has investment opportunities there and then 2 other countries that they're pushing back on right now. But they have an investment firm, Affirmity or Affinity or whatever it's called, that is trying to build basically Trump's paradise over there on Gaza.
Yeah. And in the Balkans too.
So
What's
I
the
wanted to
question?
know.
Will anybody stop them?
Well, there's one in the Balkans. They put a pin in it. I shouldn't say they stopped them because they're trying to build all of his little towers and stuff on historical land.
Yes.
And so they pushing back on that, and they want to investigate the leaders of their country, and then they're of course turning on their equivalent to the AG because he is calling for the investigation into all of this, like how all of a sudden these people come in and be able to buy our historical lands. But what is the future for Trump in Gaza? Will he get his way? Will they start building towers and resorts and golf courses and all that garbage in his name? It's like we haven't seen it before. I mean, we are in the United States. I love this country, but it is built upon the bones of people who were here before. So they do this all the time. History just repeats.
You have to pay to be on the board.
Mm-hmm.
And the former UK, what's his name? Tony Blair is going to be on there.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
Listen, money talks.
And Turkey's foreign minister.
There's your land. There's your money. There he is. There's your success. There's your plans. There's your manipulation. There's a guy, though, who is headed towards paranoia. And he may be targeted for accepting a huge payoff. So I don't know who he is, but there's somebody there who is going to accept a whole bunch of money on behalf of this investment and is not going to be able to live in peace because of it. Maybe it's just his own mental, but he won't live in peace because of it. But as far as Trump and the future, land, big money, success, I think he gets his way, at least for now. Anything can change though.
And uptick in the chat said, is Tony Blair in the Epstein files?
Oh.
Why is he in on the group? That's a weird combo.
We've
And
only seen like
Netanyahu is mad. It looks like the money and the land is there, but then they have to displace all of the Gaza, the Palestinians. It's very, very bad what's going to happen. And they're going to meet up with a lot of opposition. And it does look like they're on a trajectory to get it. Looks like they're getting it. And then there's a holdup with something and an attack from whether it's legal or from Egypt, like we're not taking all these people, or I don't know, but somebody's coming in here saying, no, you don't.
I get the whole thing is corrupt, but I get Trump is out of the White House before he can profit from it. So I don't think he, his kids could, Jared Kushner could, but there's going to be whistleblowers on what they're doing with the immigration or what do you call it when you send them the other direction out of the country. Reject the people of Gaza, so to speak. Somebody's going to come in and protect them, because I'm getting it. It's something that Trump and Russian oligarchs have kind of set up, but it's going to be a battle for them to get this going and to get all the investors going. Somebody's going to come together and try to protect them. So I'm not sure it's going to totally get pulled off the way they're envisioning it right now.
Well, we know one thing. Just to change the subject, Johnny's going to go watch, he's going to pay tickets to watch Melania's new movie.
The last movie I saw, which is probably not a coincidence to introduce it into this conversation, is called Spawn. That was the last movie I saw in the theater. It's about a man who was an assassin, and they killed him, and he went to hell, and he became the devil's general, and they called him Spawn. And
what year was that?
1996 or 7, I think.
Holy man, Johnny.
Mm-hmm. And he was supposed to lead the devil's army here on Earth, but he turned against the devil and became a superhero instead.
Melania is all upset that Michael Wolff's trying to tie her to the Epstein. It's like, we all see the photos of you. We know he was involved in introducing you.
We need jackets to say "I don't care, do you?" when her husband croaks.
We do. We do need them. We do.
When he's gone, and when Dems are back in power, and we've straightened out the Department of Justice, will they go after his estate on behalf of the victims? And he still owes money to E. Jean Carroll. He still has $400 million fine to New York.
Yeah, we need, and not only the green jacket, Johnny. We need the Hamburglar hat. All right.
I'm going to say yes.
Will the Epstein victim survivors?
I think it's bigger because, mind you, this is also the same family that stole from kids with cancer and things like that. So you're going to have a list. Maybe you have to get in line, but there's a list. Here's the completion of it all. There's your payouts. There's your victory. There's your good news. And then there's your deals working things out. So you may not get the full sum of whatever you're owed, but, we have limits here. So, but I get like 6 yeses. So.
What's the name of that deck, Johnny?
Tarot deck. I can send you the link though.
That's a lazy person's name.
It really is. Is it on good cardstock?
Yeah, but it's gigantic. Let me.
He's
He's got bigger hands. I can't do those bigger decks like that.
No,
So
he had to cut down. He actually cut down the Druid craft. He cut up for me and said
He did for me too, because I love that
I had
deck.
to go get that special done. But this is the regular size.
Oh my god!
Oh no, that's not happening. No. Good thing you told me that. Okay.
They're gigantic.
No,
but they're interesting because they have different backgrounds and the thing. So it's cute, but it's big. They do have a smaller size. I'm sorry, they do have a smaller size. So I'll send you the link anyway.
Okay. I think they have a tough time going for his estate because of his family, but and they'll try to dispute it and it'll get tied up, but it eventually goes through.
I think part of that's because they've moved money overseas.
Yeah, could be, but I think they get there. I think they can get around it, and it looks like it won't. And there's a lot of, but I think it goes. I think they will. I think they'll get something.
I think so too. I think there may be some whistleblowing on where money's moved overseas, but I get all the legacy money through the courts and working together. I get a big yes that they would get it. They would just have to track it down because they're going to lie to you. They're going to burden you, meaning the family. But I get they're going to have a breakthrough on this, and the money is less than they think is there, but they could force sales of property and stuff. But I get a big yes. They will get it.
Woohoo! And hopefully a lot of really good secrets will come out this coming next week. We're gonna get some stuff.
We shall survive, y'all. He will not outlast us.
I want to thank the over 3,000 people that were watching us tonight. Spur of the moment, even though we weren't supposed to be on my channel, you found me anyway. You found us anyway. A big thank you to Lori and Lena for joining at the last minute. I was texting you like, sending you an invite if you want to join. I'm all alone on screen. And then Johnny, thank you for coming in.
And we were on telling everybody to go to Becca's channel.
Yeah. So
it all worked out.
It all worked out. It's supposed to be on Johnny's channel next week. So we'll see how that is, and then see if Becca gets her computer up and running. I was going to say we could always try Becca's channel next week, but
she says she has to take it to get it fixed.
We'll have
that might take a while.
She's taking it tomorrow, so we'll see.
Look for us on Tara's Apprentice next week. I think that's probably safer. And if Becca can join us, even by her phone or something, she can do that. Thank you all for joining us. I can't believe over 3,000 of you found us over here. So, and thank you for the super chats. We will see you next Sunday. We have never missed a Petty Boots. I wasn't going to let it happen tonight. Night, everybody.